Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Staten Island. It is so wonderful to have you all here with us in person, and so many of you joining us online. For those in person, it is so wonderful to see you. It is important that I update you about a few things related to COVID updates as well as policies. We are aware of the rising rates of infection in Staten Island, especially because of Omicron, and so we ask you to weigh the risks and be careful. Please come and wear a snug mask when you can. Please continue to keep physical distancing. Please, if you are ever sick, stay home. There will always have a virtual option you can join us on. Please make sure to get tested and be careful. Please get vaccinated. Please get your booster shot. Please just make sure to keep as healthy as we can so that we don't spread COVID. Also, I encourage you to go ahead and sign up for our newsletter if you haven't already. Make sure that you're in the know about church events so that we can keep you updated in case there's any changes of decisions related to the Omicron rise and if we have to do things differently in the future. Updates to come, but no decisions made yet. Thank you for all of that. Thank you for those who are joining online. Thank you for those of us who are in person, caring for each other in this way. And all of that said, also, we invite you after the service for Coffeeless Coffee Hour in the parish hall so we can keep maintaining our physical distance and sharing in the conversation. And for those online, we'll have a virtual Coffeeless Coffee Hour after the service. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Because while the world may be continuing to do its topsy-turvy dance, this morning we're going to have some Christmas cheer. So, here we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome from the comfort of your homes into this place. I am the Reverend Emily D. Tarbert, and it's a lovely having you with us this morning. I want to open us up with words that are adapted by Reverend Sherry Woodsbury that I've made my own in some ways with her blessing. Perhaps some here have outgrown mystery. Maybe you have doubts about Santa, or have forgotten the magic of a newborn child. One might easily lose touch with awe in the struggle to do it all, or simply to survive. Hear now this invitation to open yourself to surprise today and be ready to greet unexpected delights. What wishes do you have this year? What reindeer might be on your roof? What child will remind you that all can be touched by magic and wonder? Let us enter into worship together. I invite Dave to light our chalice this morning.
Good morning, everybody. We light this chalice. In the search for truth and the spirit of love, we unite in worship and fellowship.
Thank you so much. And now we invite our choir to sing for us as we listen, singing in our hearts, People Look East.
People look east, the time is near, of the crowning of the year.
Now is the time in our service for joys and sorrows. If you're visiting with us for the first time, this is a time where you can introduce yourself. For those who are gathering in person, we invite you to raise your hand and then stand where you're seated and speak aloud your joy or sorrow. Emily will then repeat what you have said into the microphone so that those joining online can hear what you have shared. I will drop a blue pebble into this bowl to signify the ways you help add to our community by sharing what's on your heart. For those of you joining us online, we invite you to type into the chat your joys and sorrows. Sally will read them aloud, and I will drop a blue pebble into this bowl, again signifying the ways you add to our community.
Is there anyone who has joys or sorrows in their hearts this morning?
I have a sorrow. This past week, my mother passed away. She had celebrated her 93rd birthday just 2 weeks ago, had a cake at her care home, and my cousin and my sister were there. This was down in Texas. I had hoped that she would stay around till we visit Texas in the next week. But in retrospect, I think this is actually better. We'll have the funeral when we're down there. I'll get to see all my cousins, relatives, friends, and we will celebrate her life of 93 years. I also want to thank all of you who have shared this journey, listened to me oftentimes speak of my mother. The 3 times that the doctor said she wouldn't make it through the night, but she did. You've shared in all of my joys and sorrows, and I would ask that you remember your mother. Enjoy her while she's here, or remember her if she's gone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for sharing. You have such an incredible invitation of heart, and we know it's been a long and hard journey for you. So our hearts are with you just as you've opened your heart for us. Thank you.
I'm sorry for your loss, Kevin.
Any other joys? Yes, Sally, I see we have some online.
Yes, I have 2. Chris Johnson said, I celebrated my birthday last Tuesday. It was fab, as all birthdays are.
Happy birthday, Chris.
And the second one from Viv says, Mark and I are very happy to have our sons Ray and Lewis home with us for the weekend. It's a merry pre-holiday celebration.
Merry pre-holiday, Viv and Mark. I'm glad your sons are with you. Yes, Mary. That's lovely, Mary. As Mary says, for those who are online, that she is celebrating an engagement of her nephew to, what are your nephew and future niece's name? Dean and Jess. So she'll be running out after she gives her reading, but it's before this good celebration of an engagement. Mary, our hearts are celebrating with you. Yes, Larry.
Well, since you brought it up, I have my nephew James just asked his girlfriend to marry him this week. So it's a little engagement with my nephew in Chicago. And also I reconnected with my niece Amanda, who I haven't talked to in like 10 years, who now has an 8-year-old daughter I haven't met yet. So my family's starting to pull back together.
Wow, Larry shares that his family is starting to pull back together. He has a nephew that just got married, a nephew that just got engaged, and a niece he's reconnecting with after a long time. It's lovely to make those family connections, Larry. Anyone else online or in person? Yes, Sally.
I might as well use this since it's here. The mic. I have a joy. I went with my granddaughter, Nina, to see Aladdin on Broadway on Thursday, and it was, she won the lottery. I don't know if you know about these things, but you can get like $30 tickets by going into the lottery, and she is so lucky. This is the second lottery she's won. And she invited me. So my joy is that she invited me to be her date, and also the joy of just it was a real Broadway musical with dancing and singing and set changes and color and sparkles, and it was just a real fun experience.
Thank you for sharing, Sally. Yes, please. Wow. Eric and John, congratulations for playing. This was piano, correct? Or is it violin? Because you are very musically talented. You play many instruments. But yes, it was a piano recital where they played both a duet and two solos for the recital. Congratulations. What a blessing. Thank you.
Well, sure, joy. It's just a joy to be here. I mean, this is like our second time here in a year and a half with all, so it's great to be in this place again with all of you, and it's great that Eric and John can participate in the service today. So I'm just happy to be here with my family, with people I haven't seen in a while. So
It was great to have you all with us too, Dave. It's so great. Dave, Jade, Eric, and John, thank you for being here. Yes, Sally, two more.
There's two. The first is from Randy Leeson. He said, my mother's sister, Helen, celebrated her 102nd birthday yesterday. Wow. Also, Ancestry DNA gave me a possible third cousin match, and I've written to one of them and found a previously unknown brother of my great-grandfather and a whole new branch of the family.
Wow. Wow. Randy, celebrating new connections. Congratulations. Did you have one more, Sally?
Yes, I do. This is a sorrow. Nima Rosensfit writes, we will be laying Dad's ashes to rest on the 9th.
Nima, our hearts are with you and with your dad's memory. We know that his legacy lives on here in this place in so many ways. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else who would like to share? Yes, Maureen.
Our new family that we love, and this is yesterday, this is fun. We plan to see them again. And the 6-year-old boy, when he was over before Santa came around the block, said to his mother when he came back into our house, I have a good idea. Santa doesn't come to Muslim households. He doesn't come to Muslim houses. So I'm going to give Aunt Maureen my list. And he can drop my presents off in front of me. So we're having a delightful time with them, and we forwarded their list to Santa, and we'll see how they do. But they're so smart. They're just so fun.
Maureen, what a blessing. And for those who have joined us online, Maureen is connecting with a neighbor's family who they've gotten close to. And because they're Muslim, they don't celebrate Christmas in the same way. And so the children have given them a list to send on to Santa to be able to possibly get some presents this year. We hope that they get all their wishes true. And I'm so grateful to share what a beautiful story of neighbor and connection and community, especially this season. Thank you, Maureen. Anyone else who'd like to share? Thank you all for being present with each other. Thank you for being here, whether online or in person. It is great to continue having community in the middle of everything. Thank you so much. Let us enter into a spirit of meditation and reflection this morning. O Spirit of life and love, here we are in the middle of December. It is the holidays again. No matter what happens in our lives, the holidays will come, bringing their complications as well as their joys and the spirit of cheer. Today, we shared many joys, from reconnecting with family, whether long lost and related to great grandparents or nieces and nephews, or just families of our neighbors right down the street. We're thankful for all the connections we're able to celebrate in our lives and the moments of relationship we're able to cherish. We've also shared sorrows today, sorrows of those who've passed away, but whose love and legacy lives on in us, in our relationships, in our communities. We're thinking of those who are sick, in need of healing, thinking of those who are having estranged times and in need this holiday season. And we lift up just the changing realities of this pandemic. May we continue to find a way through together, muddle through for another year. This merry little Christmas. May it be so, and amen.
So, Maureen, your share fits perfectly with the service today. I'm going to be doing a reading called Yes, Virginia, There is a Santa Claus. And then, as I guess Emily said, people will be sharing their own wishes to Santa. I should probably do this more around. That should work. Okay. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. From Newseum, 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon wrote a letter to the editor of New York Sun, and the quick response was printed as an unsigned editorial September 21st, 1897. The work of veteran newsman Pharcellus Church has since become history's most reprinted newspaper editorial. Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it's so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia O'Hanlon, 115 West 95th Street. And here's the answer. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be done which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's or little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant, in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist, and you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills a world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not, but that's no proof that they are not there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that are unseen and unseeable in the world. You may tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived, could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, In all this world, there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives and lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood.
Thank you, Dave, for such a beautiful reading of that most famous letter. Since St. Nicholas, the patron saint of children and sailors, apparently, roamed the earth in 280 AD, Santa Claus has lived across the world for countless centuries. He is known by different images, from saintly sculptures to different races and ethnicities to famous Coca-Cola ads. He is influenced by many different religious traditions, from Catholicism to Germanic paganism to Unitarianism, in fact, and possibly even Krampus. He is known by many, many names, like Father Christmas in England, or as he's known by the Dutch and the Swiss, Sinterklaas. Santa Claus continues to carry in the hearts and cultures of people around the world. So how does Santa Claus continue to capture in our imagination? Why is it that in 2021 we're still talking about seeing, reveling in the image of Santa Claus? Because just as Pharcellus Church said to Virginia, as long as there is love, devotion, and generosity in the world, Santa Claus will never die. There is something beautiful about this symbol, about the intangible virtues that we carry on and how we live it together in the spirit of this holiday season. And so as we continue to grow close to that spirit, as we hope to draw close to the spirit of the holidays, we invite Santa Claus with us. Today, I've asked both adults and children and families to write letters to Santa Claus, not for their wishes for themselves, not a wish list of, can I have a bike around the corner or maybe a fire engine this year? No, to write their wishes for the world. For when we grow into a position of wishing for others, we enter into that spirit of generosity and devotion. We enter into the spirit of Santa Claus. And so, without further ado, let's hear some of the wishes we have for the world in our letters to Santa Claus. I would like to invite Eric and John forward to share from this mic here your letters.
Dear Santa, I look up at the before dazzling night sky, but see fog, endless smoke, and no stars. I look at the before beautiful beaches, but see plastic, endless litter, and no pure water. I look at the before endless rangelands, but see oil drilling sites, endless machinery, and no wildlife. I look at the before intricate forests, but see charred wood, endless death, and no green. I look into my wishes and see a dazzling night sky with amazing constellations shining down on me. I look into my wishes and see beautiful beaches with golden sand and clear blue waves crashing down on me. I look into my wishes and see endless rangelands with eccentric flowers and wildlife thriving on the meadows. I look into my wishes and see intricate forests filled with various plants, overflowing with lush greenness. Yours sincerely, John. Dear Mr. Claus, save Mother Earth, everyone must stop polluting, and respect human life, everyone must stop shooting. The death penalty is not right, it's horrible executing. The burning of fossil fuels makes the air look brooding, and we must stop plastics, they can be uprooting. There's so much injustice, it's just convoluting. Rich people and politicians just keep on refuting. For me, the evidence is clear, I think they're eluding. When will their words stop being highfalutin? So for Christmas, Santa, I don't want to get, I want to give. Donate to people who actually help. The world used to be so peaceful, but it has gone downhill once humans advanced technology, the bane of the earth. The earth used to be beautiful. We must remember the vast, beautiful forests that humans raised. According to theworldcounts.com, right now, about 31% of wild forests are left in the world. Since the beginning of 2021, over 26 million hectares of forests have been raised. And if current trends continue, about 78 years is how much time we have left until the end of the rainforests. We must recognize the flowing rivers and great oceans, all once beautiful with bounties of fish, but now polluted black and inhabited by far fewer aquatic creatures than before. According to theworldcounts.com, since the beginning of 2021, over 12 million tons of plastic waste have been dumped into our oceans. And if current trends continue, the year of 2048 will be the end of seafood. When that year comes, the rivers and oceans, the world even, will be confiscated of all fish. We must help freshwater, the only good source of water for us humans. According to theworldcounts.com, since the beginning of 2021, over 4 trillion tons of fresh water has been used. Over 267 billion tons of groundwater, the main source of fresh water humans use, has been polluted, and over 3 million people have died due to dirty water and related diseases. And right now, over 5 billion people are currently without sewage systems, and over 2 billion people are in need of water. And unless the water use is drastically reduced, in about 18 years, there will be no more fresh water left to drink. You heard me right. If current trends continue, the year of 2040 will be the year that ends fresh water. So for Christmas, Santa, I don't want all of the presents to help me be happy. I want to help others, like Mother Earth. To do this, St. Nicholas, you can lower the rate of deforestation and magically grow forests of trees dotted across the earth. You can unpollute all oceans, rivers, lakes, and any other body of water so the water can be clean and beautiful, so all of the fish and other aquatic creatures can have clean water to live in. You can abolish single-use plastics, a human-made monstrosity that pollutes oceans and other bodies of water and harms wildlife. You can abolish the burning of fossil fuels. Effects of burning fossil fuels like extraction of oil, glare from oil and glass sites, and oil spills harm the environment in terrible ways. Also, the use of fossil fuels causes global warming. Additionally, the chemicals that are released into the air from fossil fuels are harmful to human health and make the air look brooding. You can keep those You can abolish conventional pesticides. Conventional pesticides may seem like a good thing, keeping those pesky bugs away so our crops can grow. But there is a deeper truth that it can affect animals, humans, and the environment in unwanted ways. And you can increase fresh water, the only good source of water for humans. Additionally, you can help those who are racially and sexually discriminated against, help the poor who are currently stripped of most of their human rights, and abolish the death penalty, a cruel, inhumane, and degrading punishment that disproportionately affects certain groups over others, can be used as a tool for control, cannot be undone if new evidence is revealed, and doesn't even deter crime. I have just mentioned some evils of the world. There are so many more injustices which I want you to fix too. Rich people and politicians, the people who can actually help, don't help. So it's up to you, Kris Kringle, Pelsnickel, Father Frost, St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, to help. Or, Mr. Claus, maybe you actually don't exist, and it's up to all of us. Faithfully, Eric Michaels.
So I think that I should retire and let Eric and John preach here more often. Thank you for your letters. They were deep, personal, and passionate, and I appreciate just how much energy you put into them, both Eric and John. Thank you so much. May it be so. But that's not all the letters we have. We have other families who gave letters who couldn't be with us today, but are going to be with us in a special way. Sally, let's hear from our families.
Hi, community. Dear Virginia, Santa loves forever. Santa lives forever, and the things we love the Christmas tree, the joy Santa brings, the snow, the decorations, our grandpas and grandmas, our aunties and
We love to
uncles,
spend.
and spend.
Spending.
What did I say spending?
I think Rhea meant spending.
Spending time with Dada.
Yay! So we want to end it with
Merry Christmas, community, love so well, and yeah.
Yay! And Rhea, how old are you?
40. I said 40.
40. Rhea's 40.
No,
Grew
no,
up-
4.
Grew up real fast. And Sawal?
And I'm 19.
And he's 19.
I don't want to be 17.
You don't want to be 17? Well, good news. You're not 17 yet. We love you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Oh my goodness, 5 years. Send Pat to Santa. Dear Santa, my wish for the world is trees to grow, no litter, and nature to spread. Dear Santa, my wish for the world is no litter and I also want to help clean up litter too.
Those are the letters from our kids, but they're not the only ones. Yes, go ahead. I know. I had the choir step down so they could see the videos. Our children are not the only ones who shared their letters to Santa Claus. In fact, we have a few speakers here today who are members of our congregation to speak. So, Mary, I'd love to invite you up to read your letter.
Dear Santa, I hope you and Mrs. Claus are well and that the pandemic hasn't too greatly impaired your mission and the activities of your elves in the workshop. You have always brought hope and joy to the world in times that can be filled with darkness, Santa, and I trust that this year will be no different. This Christmas, my wishes go far beyond the capacities of mere mortals, which is why I turn to you, Santa. From my inner child's faith in your unlimited capacity for magical fulfillment. I'm sure you know it's been a rough year for our family and many on Staten Island. We've lost so many friends and loved ones who meant so much to us, not only in the pandemic, but in the growing divisions in our world. We've endured so many cascading losses of opportunities for connection and community, and we've suffered so much destruction with the remnants of Hurricane Ida and other environmental disasters across the country and our world. More than anything else, we've been heartbroken as we watched our families, communities, and our society grow more and more polarized across an increasingly antagonistic and divisive chasm. We worry about the future of our world, and so, Santa, here is my wish list. For all those who have lost friends and loved ones, please bring the gift of comforting and heartwarming memories to sustain them in their time of loss and grief. For all those who find themselves in positions of financial struggle, please bring the gift of economic stability. For all those who find themselves displaced, forced from their homes or homelands, seeking refuge and safety, please bring the gift of a welcoming space to reconstruct their lives. For all those who have been wrongfully convicted, those who are victims of racist policies and practices in our courts, our justice system, and our communities, please bring the gift of freedom to live their fullest potential and benefit for our society. For all those whose righteousness and their ideas of correctness from either side of our societal divides that has led them to positions of deep polarization, that you give them the gift of our first principle, that they respect the inherent worth and dignity of each and every person and recognize that othering, humiliating, shaming, and bullying those of differing opinions only further advances antagonization, division, and hate. For all those who have been alienated and isolated by such attacks, bullying, or humiliation, that you give them the gift of forgiveness and compassion so they are able to see the humanity in their attackers and not perpetuate the growing divide. For all those struggling with regrets, painful memories, and guilt, I wish for the gift of a clean slate, that they recognize their own inherent worth and dignity and gain capacity to move forward with joy and self-love and grow from lessons of the past. For all the leaders and communities of our world, I ask the gift of respect for the interdependent web of all existence, so that we can muster the unity of action to promote and pursue policies and practices that will counter climate change in a world that can last to sustain and nurture many coming generations. And last but far from least, I ask for the gift of love for our congregation, that our community will continue to grow in health, safety, and security. Sincerely, me.
Thank you so much, Mary, for those beautiful words. I know you have to run for your engagement, but thank you for being a part of this beautiful service with your words. Larry, I'd love to invite you up to share your letter.
All right, this is kind of like after hearing all these other words, this is short and sweet. Dear Santa, first of all, I'd like to thank you for all the gifts you have given me throughout the years. Thank you so much. It's amazing how you know what people want or need. All that's amazing to me. I'm not writing this letter for something for myself. I'm writing this letter for your help, to help me teach the world to have more compassion for the Earth's animals and nature. The people seem to forget we are the younger beings on this planet, and we oh God, I'm losing it today. And they were here first, and we invaded their world, and we are now pushing them out. I know a lot of people seem to forget how important even a bug could be to this universe. And then once we lose that, it knocks the balance of the Earth out. And I do this. So I was wondering if maybe instead of putting gifts under the tree, you could put like a bag of birdseed or walnuts that we can teach the animals, show the compassion and show love and caring for the stray animals out there, because a lot of them have had families and everything, and due to uncertain circumstances, they ended up out on the street. So I'm just asking you to teach the world to be kinder to the animals in the world. Thanks. I screwed up.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
You want to come down this way?
I'm on, up, fine.
Thank you, Larry, for that beautiful reflection on the animals. There's nothing to be sorry for. You spoke from the heart, and it is a gift to us. Thank you, Larry, so much. Thank you all who shared this morning. We heard wishes for a better world, for comfort to those who are affected by COVID, for a world that we have clean beaches and bright night skies, beautiful waters and fresh water we can conserve, and abolishment of single plastics. We heard wishes for the environment. We heard wishes to be kind to animals. So many wishes, but we're not done because we're all here. So I invite you at this time to share, anyone who hasn't spoken, in a word or phrase, what is a wish that you have? For those online, type it in the chat and Sally will read it aloud. For those here, let's go ahead and shout it out and I'll repeat it. What are some of our wishes? Yes, Dave. Wish for the unity of all humanity. Yes.
I would wish for that our society grows more compassionate to those who are suffering from illnesses, from addictions, people who are impoverished and don't have, material needs. That our society develops more compassion for people who are in need instead of blaming them for their own situation.
Yes, a desire for more compassion in this world for those who are in need instead of blaming them for their situations, from mental health to financial. Yes, Ruth.
I wish for a return to something that used to be called the commonweal, and that is a return to the care for the public good.
Yes. Ruth wishes for a return for the care of the public good. Amen. Anyone else would like to share their wishes for this world? Yes, Sally.
Suzanne O'Callahan wishes peace in the world and a world for the future generations.
Amen. Amen. Yes, Sue. For everyone to have access to good health care. I want to say amen after all of these. Yes. Anyone else who'd like to share? Sally.
Bonnie wishes abolish toxins in food and all products.
Abolish toxins in all food and all products. Yes. Anyone from the choir? Never want to leave you out. Patience.
I agree with everything that's been said.
Beatrice says, I agree with everything that's been said. Yes, me too. Yes, Mike.
When I heard somebody say that we need to have future generations with us, I just think of what Eric and John said today. I feel hopeful that we're going to have what we need, and I hope that our congregation is staying close.
Yes, so a comment recognizing that when someone talks about future generations, Eric and John here paving the way, showing us the need of the things we have to change in our world, it brings us hope for how we together, as Eric put it, can be Santa Claus, can be the ones to help the world. And may we have a good future for this community here at this church, but also around the world. Yes, Sally.
Jennifer Hyman wishes the abolition of war as a means of conflict resolution and for social justice. And John, of Bonnie and John, John wishes for increased tolerance and justice for all.
Yes. Yes, Sarah, Rachel Walters.
With all that, I agree, and I wish for freedom for Leonard Peltier.
You're going to have to repeat that name.
Leonard Peltier.
Freedom for Leonard Peltier is a wish. These are our wishes, our Unitarian Church of Staten Island wish list. I'm going to write it down. And yes, Sally, there's some more coming in, yes?
Or coming in, Chris Johnson My wish is that misinformation of any kind gets magically outed whenever it appears.
Yes, yes. May misinformation clear away, especially in 2022. May it be so. I'm going to give it a few more minutes to see if anyone else comes in who wants to share. I will say that a wish that I have is that we do whatever we can to try to best care for each other's health in the middle of this pandemic so that it may eventually, if not come to an end, be livable. May it be so. All right. This is our, yes, Larry, did you have one more?
No, I'm just,
Okay.
I did enough up there.
Sorry. All right. This is our Christmas list. This is our wish list. You can't see it here, but I have written it down and I have delivered it to Santa Claus. It has already transpired behind this pulpit, and you will see soon we may have a message, a special message. But in the meantime, as we wait and as we wish together, we know that we are the ones who are waiting for someday at Christmas this all to be true. And with that, I invite Dave to introduce our offertory.
Now is the time in our order of service where we take an offering. We know it is the gifts of all of us that help support our ability to thrive and to gather. For those in person, we invite you to drop your offering into the basket on the left of the stage as you exit into the parish hall after services. For those online, links and instructions will be posted in the chat. You can mail us a check or donate to our PayPal giving page. Please give as generously as you can. Our offering will now be gratefully received. Thank you.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where we are free.
Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars. When we have learned what Christmas is for. When we have found what life's really worth, there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where we someday at Christmas time, someday at Christmas time.
Well, for those of us here, we're going to listen to the response. We'll be able to do it. I do encourage you to do so when this is done. Do you have it up on the computer still? Is it sharing the screen? Sorry about that.
Ho, 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 ho. I hope you recognize me. I am Santa Claus, and I've come down from the North Pole with my special helper,
Mrs. Claus,
to tell you what you can do to make this season of the year special. We receive such nice cards and letters from you, not only wishing for gifts for yourselves and your family, but wishes for the world. And we need you to stand up because we cannot do it alone.
that's true, Santa. We need help to make all those wishes come true.
If you want to help heal the world, you have to be a force for good in the world. If you help your elderly neighbor when they're raking leaves, if you help them to cross the street, if you stand up when someone starts to bully you or a friend, then you are doing the right things to help the world.
We also need help from people who live in community and who listen and talk to each other and help each other to live together in harmony.
You are the hope for the future.
We need people who hold that hope in their heart and keep it bright and shining for all to see.
And when you help Santa and Mrs. Claus, you make this world a beautiful place. And Christmas will be a special season that you'll always remember.
So true, Santa. That is so true. Oh, I hear the elves calling. We need to go.
Yes, up to the sleigh. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to all. A good night.
I know that most in here were able to at least hear the message, if not see it on the screen. I encourage you to watch the video afterwards, since our projector died on us here in the space as we continue to grow with technology. But Santa Claus is right. What a wonderful gift it is to have a Santa Claus and a Mrs. Claus so close to our community, by the way. And how great of a gift it is for them to give us a message this morning, and how true they are. The spirit of the holidays is alive in us. Just as Eric said, it is us who get to help keep the spirit of the season alive. We are the ones who can do the work that needs to be done to keep our fresh waters, to keep our communities loving, to keep ourselves, to focus on the good, public good of the world, to focus on our environment. We are the ones who can help Santa Claus and keep the spirit alive, because just as Pharcellus Church says, as long as we have love, devotion, and generosity, Santa Claus will never die. Let us have our closing hymn and close out our service. Our closing hymn today is Deck the Halls.
Deck the halls with bells of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Throw the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. For these we keep together in our hearts until we are together again.
We are the ones we have been waiting for. Let us carry the spirit of Christmas, of Santa Claus, not only in our hearts, not only this day, but all the days of the years. Let us keep the spirit of Santa Claus alive, so that the world we dream of may one day be the world attained. Merry Christmas and happy holidays! Woo!